Hello everyone, welcome to day 5 of geometry. Today we are going to be performing sequences of rigid transformations on non-routine shapes on the coordinate plane. By now you should have completed your goal setting. Just to share with you what I wrote, if I encounter something new and familiar, I will be using my notes to review how to perform the transformations. And if the non-routine shapes are difficult, I will ask a peer or teacher, and I will check my reasonableness by turning and folding the paper to demonstrate things like rotations and reflections. Our essential questions are the same. We will be thinking about how do we apply our social, emotional, and metacognitive skills to geometry, as well as looking at some real-world applications of congruent figures. We have our goal setting, our hook and background, our criteria for success review, as well as our formative assessment, which is graded, as well as that reflection. So yesterday you saw kind of an introduction to Tetris, the kind of human version. Today we're going to look at a Tetris battle. So while we may not be able to perform transformations at quite that rate, we are going to be performing some transformations. So just remember our criteria for success. Our translations require algebraic notation and connected lines. Our rotations must show the degree, the direction, the center of rotations, and the arrow showing the direction of the rotations. And our reflections need to have the line of reflection drawn, the equation representing the line of reflection, as well as the arrow showing the direction of the reflection. So I gave an example here. So for example, if we look at shape 1, we're going to label our shape WXYZ. So I labeled WXYZ here. Next, we're going to identify a shape that matches the shape at the bottom. So in this case, we're going to label it W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime. And then we're going to describe a sequence of at least 2 transformations that will map WXYZ to W double prime, X double prime, Y double prime, and Z double prime. And our transformations must be different from one another. So that means you couldn't have like a translation and a translation, or a rotation and a rotation, or a reflection and a reflection. You need to choose 2 separate types of transformations to map your first shape to your, the post image of your post image. So the sequence that I that I chose was quadrilateral WXYZ is rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise about point W to create W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime. So I showed here, I drew it in. This is my intermediary quadrilateral, so W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime. And then I translated that figure, W prime, X prime, Y prime, Z prime, to the left by 11 units and down by 8 units to create W double prime, X double prime, Y double prime, Z double prime. And right here, I'd be listing all of the different coordinates. And so this is kind of like an example of how you can, or how you perform this activity. Make sure that you do this for shapes 1 or 2, and please use a different one than what I modeled, as well as for shapes 3, 4, or 5. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to determine the sequence, and you're going to write down the coordinate points that represent that sequence. And then in your reflection, you're going to be describing how you applied your communication resilience skills that you identified in your goal setting. So this will be counting as a formative assessment, as well as your reflection will be counting towards your Habits of a Scholar grade. If you finish early, then please go ahead and try the Feather Challenge. This is going to prepare you for your QPA that you'll be starting on the next day. Have fun, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.